Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm Rita, the NFL chick.
And hey, everybody, it's Chelsea, aka Chelsea's Right.
We got a lot to talk about on today's podcast. We got to start with Josh Allen and the lack of conversations that we have about Josh Allen, how it is everybody's fault except Josh Allen's. As we know, the Bills lost to the Broncos on Monday Night Football. Josh Allen had, I believe, 3 turnovers in that game. And as a result, what we're not going to do too, Chels, is ignore the 12th man on the field. It just so happened to be Hamlin, but I don't even blame Hamlin. Somebody told him to go out there. That's how I see
that.
Yeah. And that's just what it's going to be because Will Lutz didn't make the initial kick and then turned around and did make the kick. And then, winning the game. But Josh Allen's turnovers just bode to be obviously crucial for the Bills. Ken Dorsey, their offensive coordinator, former Miami quarterback, and one of the greatest college football teams of all time, and the Miami Hurricanes, got fired as a result. Josh Allen leads the leagues in interceptions as well as turnovers, just period. So here we are having a conversation about Josh Allen. Josh Allen, who, in my opinion, has not necessarily looked the same since Brian Daboll left him to be the head coach for the Giants. And we're just still having conversations and making excuses about Josh Allen and what he needs. Oh, he needs weapons. Oh, he needs coaching. What is it about Josh Allen that people are just making excuses for this young man? Because I'm fucking tired of it, quite frankly, Chelsea.
Oh, it's very easy. People don't want to admit they were wrong. That's all. And so when you don't want to admit you were wrong, you look for the loopholes. And the loopholes are he has a different coach. He doesn't. What you mean you don't have weapons? You got one of the best wide receivers in the whole damn league. And like what? That's all it is. And he was the great white hope. People were very high on him, myself included. But then after a while, I was like, now wait a minute now. Something ain't right. Something in the milk ain't clean, So I think that people just don't want to admit that they were wrong. They thought people really had him up there with like Patrick Mahomes up there, like high expectations.
Which is wild to me.
Which wild. Is what like even and we have talked about it's in another stratosphere, right? But people had him up very high, and so they just don't want to admit that they were wrong. And here we are. So now it's going to be excuse after excuse after excuse. And I have just stopped listening.
I love how the media loves to have these conversations about guys like Lamar Jackson, guys like Dak Prescott, guys like Jalen Hurts, but don't love to have these conversations about Josh Allen, about Trevor Lawrence, about, these other guys that essentially are guys that we should be having conversations about. And look, I understand the media perspective of it. Lamar Jackson brings views. The Dallas Cowboys brings views. I understand that logic, but if you looking real funny in the light when you're not sitting here and giving everybody those same types of criticisms that you're giving black quarterbacks. And, y'all can sit here and say it's not about race. It's about something. And it's very weird to me. It's very weird to me. It's about something, and it's something that we should be having more conversations about. So, your guy, Trayvon Diggs, who is the brother of Stephon Diggs, he was out here just tweeting through the whole game.
He said he ain't got nothing else to do.
And he is out here basically saying, basically he pulled a Maxwell and said, check the numbers, bitch. Okay. And basically said Josh Allen ain't been shit prior to his brother's arrival, which is not wrong, right? But basically said that man made that Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen. And I'm just like, is this his thoughts, or is this something that him and his brother talk about like on a regular basis?
you know what that is. That's the family group chat that came out on Twitter. That's the family group chat. That absolutely that is. First of all, Trayvon Diggs isn't even like that. Like he isn't dramatic. He isn't controversial. Like he stays low. Even if you see him in interviews and stuff like that, like he barely talks. His son talks more than he does. Like he barely says anything. He's super low key. So this is frustration. He's speaking on behalf of his brother. He knows that his brother is a high quality wide receiver, and his talents are being wasted in this current setup with this current coach and team and everybody. So I think that is absolutely. I absolutely think that Trayvon is Stefan's proxy in this situation.
Absolutely. I definitely think that that's conversations that they were having online. It's funny because a fake post was being circulated. it's I hate the internet sometimes because you can just make up stuff. And of course, there was people out there like, is this real? No, it's not real. But it was absolutely funny. Somebody created a story with Stephon Diggs, and it said, told the guy to throw me the ball more. And he said, you need to put a Denver Broncos jersey on.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to laugh at the fake stuff, though, baby. I know it's fake, and I know AI be getting people, but I'm going to laugh.
And so it was funny as hell. It was hilarious because, he was out there throwing that ball to the Broncos defense. And I was just like, why it's not true? It's something Stephon Diggs is probably thinking in the back of his mind anyway. Like, damn, I need to put the other team's jersey on to get some love over here. Because I think he only had one reception for 11 yards, which says a lot about Pat Surtain II. He just like his father, or maybe better. That kid can play. So, that's just kind of how that. Yeah, that's just kind of how that night went. But I would love to have more conversations about Josh Allen. I think that Josh Allen is a very good quarterback, Charles. I do not think that he's great. I do not think that he is elite. I think that what we've seen out of Josh Allen is essentially his ceiling. And if that's the case, then I don't know if they're ever going to win a championship. Y'all got to stop sitting here saying, oh, he need weapons, as if they didn't go out and get Kincaid from Utah in the first round, who is a better tight end and the one that they had. Like Stephon Diggs ain't one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. You're not going to treat Gabe Davis like he's nobody. You do need to run the football a little bit more. That is your problem.
Definitely need to run the football.
Right. Yeah. But when you have gunslingers, sometimes they don't want to run the football. Sometimes they want to throw the football, and that's the problem. So that is what y'all signed up for. I do think that Josh Allen is a very, very good quarterback, but we got to stop saying that this guy's great and this guy's elite, because he ain't. And that's where I stand with that. And y'all, like Charles be saying, y'all can't beat my ass either. So
that's the motherfucking bottom line.
Exactly. Moving along, okay. Nasty Man, aka Deshaun Watson, went out there and played his ass off against my Baltimore Ravens and won the game. The little nasty motherfucker was 14 for 14 in the second half. Bastard. And then ended up being out for the season with a shoulder injury. I call that karma. You have not made peace with the people that you have done things to. And so maybe you need to get right before you step back onto the football field. And that's where I'm at with that. But that's a conversation for another day, maybe. What do the Browns do to stay afloat in the AFC North and then the AFC picture, Charles? What's your take on that?
Oh, I think the North is going to be too much out of reach. I really think that ain't nobody beating a healthy Lamar Jackson throughout the rest of the season. So there's that. I think that they just invest as much as they can this season and support and put as many pieces around PJ Walker as they can, and hope for the best, which would be a playoff spot. I mean, a wild card spot. That's where I am with it. You do what you can.
I do think that, look, that defense is very good. Very good.
Defense is good.
They do have offensive weapons. They got your guy, Amari Cooper. They do run the football well. So they can be in position to win a wild card spot still. I'm not fully taking them out. But, I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson is supposed to be starting this Sunday's game. The Ravens saw him in the first matchup. He did not play well. And look, maybe he will be better. But they got to figure out a way to come up with a backup plan. And remember, the Browns had Josh Dobbs last year. traded Josh Dobbs to the Cardinals. And
Cardinals.
so Josh Dobbs in Minnesota out here folding his arms and throwing touchdowns.
Hey, what did I tweet out? Apologize to Josh Dobbs. Apologize. That man said, I'm gonna make a way. I'm gonna make a way. Huh?
I'm gonna apologize to Josh Dobbs too, because I thought Josh Dobbs was ass. And guess what? Maybe he just needed a few weeks to kind of get acclimated. He has played much better. But then again, when you go to Minnesota and you have the weapons that you have compared to what he had at Arizona, that would upgrade anybody, I think.
That's definitely an upgrade. That's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah.
But
so,
like he can get the job done. Yeah.
You better call him and see if you can bring him back.
I know that man said he probably out there. Listen, I would stay right there in Minnesota. I would stay right there. Purple, my favorite color. I'll be out there like, I'm gonna be right here. Y'all not gonna keep making me move 3 times in one season because you can't make up your mind. So I think they better just stick with it. And they have PJ Walker for the first part of the season anyway. So they're good.
Do you think that this is the worst contract ever given out? Is this the worst contract ever given out?
Absolutely. They should have just gave me that money.
You would have done. You had at least been on the field more.
Child, I would have been on the field more. I don't know what I would have been doing out there. I'd have been out there to my help. But
yeah, listen,
come on, y'all wasted a lot of money, and they fucked up the league with it. They fucked up the rotation. They fucked up the rotation giving him all that money.
Like, I can see Patrick Mahomes getting a fully guaranteed deal. Deshaun Watson, after everything that this was after all of the allegations too. It wasn't like before the allegations. After all of the allegations about those women and the things that he did, gave that man a fully guaranteed deal. He's only played 6 games for the Browns. You deserve everything that you get, Cleveland, for going after a nasty ass man, and you deserve everything you get, Deshaun Watson, for what you've done and denying those things, because 20 plus women ain't lying. No. Okay, that's all I'm saying about that.
You need to figure out your little fetish in a different way.
Right. Until you get right and until you apologize, it's probably not going to bode well for you anyway. So maybe you need to get right with some folks. Another Texans quarterback that I'm sure Texans fans are loving right now, because I do, and I'm not a Texans fan, but I love watching CJ Stroud play. He is just essentially on fire. And at first it felt like, he's a lock for the Rookie of the Year. But now I feel like we need to start having conversations on whether he is a lock or not a lock, but in the conversation of most valuable player, because clearly the Texans have exceeded expectations very early on and now in the middle of the season.
Oh, absolutely. It is CJ Stroud's world right now. I'm excited. I don't know if I really didn't put that much attention or stock into the Texans for some reason, probably because I'm just not used to it. But of course, I was proud of D'Amico, and I mean, it's their world right now. I think that they deserve it. I think that after everything, even though the Texans do have a part to play in the whole Deshaun Watson thing, so they have a part to play in that. But I think that they were able to right the ship with that. Again, like we said last week, shout out to Lovey for making this all possible. Okay. Lined up all the cards, put all the dominoes in the right spot. Lovey did what he needed to do. And it's just CJ Stroud's world. And I think that he's having an outstanding rookie season. It is mirroring the Cam Newton rookie season. And he should be MVP category. I mean, the MVP is the person that elevates their team the most, the person that is the most valuable to their team. And I think he should be in that conversation. I don't see why not.
So ESPN did they pulled up the rest of the season and the probability of winning. So if you didn't know that they are 5-4, the Jaguars are 6-3. They're only 1 game behind the Jaguars. So this is the rest of their schedule. They play the Jaguars on Sunday, the 26th. Then they play the Broncos, Then they play the Jets, the Titans, the Browns without Deshaun Watson, the Titans again, and the Colts to end the season. And only one game, or maybe it was two. I don't remember. I think that the Browns game was probably like 50-50 probability now because of Deshaun Watson being out. But the Jaguars was the one game that was like they had like a 46% probability of winning, and then the other ones were 50% or more. So they absolutely have an opportunity to take reign on this division and potentially win the division after many of us said they probably wouldn't win more than 5 or 6 games.
Shut my mouth. I ain't mad.
Jaguars.
That's going to look
Jaguars
good.
schedule. Jaguars schedule. They play the Titans, the Texans, the Bengals. Hold on, the Titans, Texans, Bengals. Sorry about this. Excuse me. This is nasty. They play the Titans, the Texans, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, the Buccaneers, and then the Titans. So their schedule is a little bit harder than Houston's schedule. I can absolutely see them fighting for first place at the end of the season. So, yeah. CJ Stroud has played phenomenal football, beating Cincinnati at home. And my favorite thing about that was I was watching that game, Charles. Like he threw, was it a pick six or a pick? It was definitely an interception late in the game, but I can't remember if it was a pick six or not. But he essentially allows Cleveland to get back into this game.
Get back into the game.
And they just didn't give up. They didn't give up. And that's
they were scrappy right to the end. Yeah, I watched the very end of that game. Yeah, they were scrappy.
And so go down the field, and get the field goal to win the game at the end of regulation. So I love the coaching staff. D'Amico Ryans has done a phenomenal job. That defense is ferocious. CJ Stroud has been phenomenal. I'm interested to see what the Texans do moving forward. All right, time to talk about your guy. I'm going to let you, I'm going to drop the mic for a minute. I'm going to allow you to have this conversation about Dak Prescott. Now, listen, we've had conversations about Dak. The media loves to have conversations about Dak. But essentially, since the 49ers game, there has been no real you can't really talk bad about Dak, dog. Even if you want to, you can't talk bad about Dak. So what I'm going to do, Charles, is let you tell the people why you owe Dak. Is it Rain Dakota or Dakota Rain?
It is Rain Dakota Prescott. Yes. It's Rain Dakota. But
you need to apologize to Rain Dakota Prescott about all the shit y'all be talking about this year. The floor is yours, friend.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been just waiting for this. I mean, this is just perfect, and the stats are coming out, and it's just perfect. And I see the memes. Okay, I see all of the things that people have been saying. Whenever someone throws an interception, it fades into Dak Prescott's face, and and these are clearly people who don't watch the game of football, because he is not leading the league in interceptions at all. But I don't know what people are watching and what people want. He's just, I think because he doesn't really stand up for himself. He doesn't really say, and I don't want to say stand up for himself like he allows this, but he really doesn't talk a lot. So he doesn't do a lot of media stuff. The only thing you really see from him is like when he's mic'd up on the sideline, you see how he's interacting or whatever. So when people don't know a lot about you, they make a lot of assumptions about you, all of that kind of stuff. But one thing you can't make assumptions of is the way that man is playing out here. And, you talk about him when he's bad, then you need to talk about him when you're good. And you need to talk about him amongst the elite quarterbacks, because that's how the fuck he's playing right now. And I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know. I would like to see it go very, very far. I know that things happen. It's a competitive league, blah, blah, blah. But right now, as we are talking, 900, first in passing yards, first in touchdown passes, a passer rating of 136.1, okay? Success rate of 60%. Apologize to Dakota Prescott. Like I told y'all before, you bitch ass. Apologize to him, Stephen A. Smith. First of all, I don't even know why y'all even still listening to Stephen A. Smith. Apologize to that man. Yeah, I mean, people have rode him down. And even when he does throw an interception, which he did throw an interception last week against that routing that we put on the Giants, no one made a comment about how Boyd was connecting with had CeeDee Lamb out there looking like the other 88. No one said a word. He threw that interception. There it is. There it is. So now he's known for that. Someone else on another team in the same division has more interceptions than Dak. I'm quite sure. We don't say nothing about that though. So So I want y'all to say sorry, but more than that, I would like for y'all to actually watch the fucking game of football and get out of your little fandom shit. You get caught up on the memes and the TikToks and what this is funny because I know it's very comical and funny to talk about the Cowboys. And I'm here to tell you, we really don't give a fuck. But at least watch the game of football and at least try to be knowledgeable about the game of football. And that goes for the fans. That goes for the talking heads. Y'all got to be honest with yourself when you come to these people. Just like we talked about y'all being honest with yourself when it comes to Josh Allen. You need to be honest with yourself when it comes to Dakota Rain. Prescott, I like Dakota Rain better. I reframed his name. I think it should be Dakota Rain. I'm gonna have to let him know.
I like Dakota Rain better too. That's why it sounds better. It
sounds way better. I have reframed, but y'all know I call him Dak DeBarge. But like y'all gotta be honest when it comes to him, you know. And I am critical of him when it's time to be critical of him. I know when he's doing the most out there or whatever, but like y'all gotta be honest with yourselves about him. And the boy is playing lights out right now, and you know, it's been consistent. It's not a one-off. It's been 4 games so far. So that is my my spiel on my guy. And the Cowboys fans. You know, when we talked about when we talk about black quarterbacks, even in the subculture of the Cowboys, there's a lot of Dakota haters out there. And there's only one reason why.
Why?
Because he's a Negro, Rita. He's a Negro.
Oh.
That's a black boy.
Okay.
And the grace is not extended. You're not extending grace the same way you extended grace to Tony Romo. And half of the people are still upset that he replaced Tony Romo. But like, what the fuck else was you going to do? You know?
Well, Tony Romo's living his best life as a commentator.
Like, let's move on. Having a great time. Leave him alone. The man is having a great time up in there driving gymnasts the fuck crazy in the booth. He's having a great time, but people could not let it go. People for the first 2 years that Dak was playing, I could see people saying Romo would have. What? Like, come on, man. Like that era is gone. Give Dak that chance. But yeah, even amongst the Cowboys fans, there are subsets and subcultures, you know, within the fan bases that hate on Dak. And there's only one reason why you hate on Dak. There's only one reason why, especially in games like that, when you think you can get somebody else better. But like, yeah, that's my thing about that. And I am not seeking dialogue on this. I've said what I have to say. I'm not seeking dialogue.
She said what she said. She's standing 10 toes down. And again, you can't beat her ass. So with that said, let's move along. She's standing on business. Let's move along to the NFL picks of the week. All right. So by the time you hear this, the Bengals were played. So we're not going to pick that, but I hope my Ravens find a way to win that game. Steelers.
I'll be there to find out.
Sean Watson. Yeah, you okay. I'm gonna kick your ass right outside that fucking M&T Bank Stadium. Play with me.
Hey, somebody told me you weren't gonna be my friend no more if I showed up to that game. I don't believe that's true. We locked in too hard.
We still gonna be friends, but I'm gonna tell you this: you show up to that stadium and they lose, the first motherfucker getting looked at is you, and we gonna have a conversation.
I don't want no smoke from
Come to a game. Come to a game. I want you. You know we have to ease you back in, Charles. I want you to come back, but it can't be this game. It can't be this one. Okay, this is too big of a matchup right now with the way that they lost on Sunday. I need this game, so this is not the one. But we're gonna find a game for you to come back in and hopefully the curse can be broken. It just can't be against AFC North opponents. That's just not gonna happen. Okay, just can't happen.
Okay.
I'm scared. We got to get you back in on another game that's not as impactful as the game tonight. Okay. So
I just don't want to miss no more trips. I don't want to miss no more trips with my friends. I'd be sad looking at y'all like, wish I was in New Orleans.
You could be like Dion and come. You just can't go to the stadium.
This is ridiculous.
You can come. You just can't go to the stadium, friend. That's where we at with it. All right. Steelers at Browns. What you got, friend?
I got the Steelers this week. Sorry.
I'm sick of the fucking Steelers. I don't know. You know what? They're not that good, but they know how to close games. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. Shout out to Mike Tomlin because he got TJ Watt that can help close games. He got a running game that can help close games. I can't even hate on the shit. It's crazy. They only a half game back in second place against the Ravens in the AFC North. This is wild. So I'm also going with the Steelers because at the end of the day, if Deshaun Watson was playing, I probably would have picked the Browns, but this makes it a little bit hard. Although I would not be surprised if the Browns win because that defense is still very good and that offense is just not that good. So we'll see how this goes. Bears at Lions. Justin Fields will be returning, by the way. I'm not sure if that means anything to you.
That doesn't mean a thing.
Okay. Lions, it is. Chargers at Packers. Packers be trying, dog. They just don't be finishing.
They need another year. Yeah, they need another year. But honestly, the Chargers still be charging sometimes, though. I'm gonna go with the Packers. Just
okay. I'll go with the Chargers, but I don't feel comfortable with the shit at all because they just be doing what they want to do. Raiders, who have won 2 in a row since Antonio Pierce has been there as their head coach against the Dolphins. Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites, by the way. Do they at least cover?
I think they at least cover. I think they at least cover. But the Dolphins again, they're trying to fight it out now. But I think they at least cover. Maybe a one score.
I think they cover 2. I'm also picking the Dolphins to win that game. Giants and Commanders. This is a Tubi. Put it
on Tubi.
Put this one on Tubi.
Put it on Tubi. But
Tubi game of the week. We gotta start telling people what the Tubi game of the week is.
Hey, that's a new segment, friend. You just coined it. That's a new segment for us. The Tubi game of the week. The Tubi game of the week. So for this Tubi game of the week, this is the inaugural segment. The Tubi game of the week. I'm going to pick the Commanders. I don't know what was happening last week with the Giants, but everything literally went wrong. Even when we tried to, at least make a few mistakes and give them something, they couldn't take that. But I'm going with the Commanders on the Tubi Fest.
Giants might not win another game, so let's move along. Your Cowboys and the Panthers. We know that the Cowboys, that Charles does not pick against the Cowboys, but it don't even fucking matter. The Panthers stink. So there's that. Nobody's picking the Panthers over here.
And I don't think that I would like for Bryce Young not to get murdered this weekend. If that is at all possible. But
yes,
I don't know.
But Michael Parsons might have something else in mind. So
Michael doesn't care what I think. He doesn't care what I think.
He does not. Does not care what you think. Titans at Jaguars.
The Jaguars got to win this.
Yeah, they better because the Texans win the game.
Yeah, they got to win. So
the way that they lost last week was pretty bad. So because they got beat down by the 49ers. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars as well as a rebound. Cardinals at Texans. And we have Kyler Murray back.
Kyler Murray is back. I'm rolling with the hot hand. I'm rolling with the Texans.
I am too. I mean, I think that the Cardinals make it a game that the Texans are only 4.5 favorites. So that makes sense. But I'm going with the Texans. Buccaneers at 49ers.
Yeah, that's cute. 49ers. 49ers is about business, right? The curse has
49ers
been
are
broken.
49ers are 11.5-point favorites, by the way. Baker Mayfield just ain't it for me. Let's move along. Jets
Yeah.
at Bills. Do the Bills rebound this week?
And they're in Buffalo.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the Bills because Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I'm
Stinks.
sorry. Zach Wilson is fucking terrible, and I'm just not gonna do it. Seahawks at Rams. And the I just want to say Vegas. This is basically a push. They only have them 1-point favorites, the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. I don't know why. I'll go with the Rams on this one.
I was thinking about going with the Rams too, because Vegas must know something that we don't.
They know.
Since you went with the Rams, I'll go with the Seahawks. Vikings, as we talked about, Josh Dobbs against the Broncos, who have won 3 straight, by the way. Okay. So yeah,
Vikings and who are they against?
Broncos.
Oh, I'll go with the Vikings. Oh, no.
I'll go with the Broncos in a close game. Okay. Eagles, Chiefs, rematch, Monday Night Football. What you got?
Whoa. Andy Reid got their number. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, but when I say close, I mean close.
I'm going with the Eagles. I think the Eagles win this one. I'm gonna go with the Eagles on that. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think that the Eagles and that tush push, can't nobody stop it. And so there we are. And they're gonna be tush pushing a lot in Kansas City, I think. So there's that. All right, before we get into our college football segment, we got to remind you, because it is wintertime. That means that no one likes to be in the cold weather. You want to travel. I know I do. I know Chels does. So we want you to book your next winter getaway with our sponsor, Expedia. Package your flight and hotel to start saving big. Plus, don't forget to sign up, because members earn up to 10 times more one-key cash on flights when booking a package. Start by saving. I want you to start saving by clicking the link in the description that you will see and booking your next trip with our Expedia promo link. So, guys like us, we love to travel. If you're watching on YouTube, that is the link right there. Click it, do something with it. If you're on the podcast and you're listening, the link is going to be listed in the episode. Make sure that you guys click the link for that and get your travel on, because who the fuck want to be dealing with this cold? I know I don't.
Child. And I'll start looking like raw chicken after a while. I need to get some sun.
Guess we're gonna be going somewhere with our Expedia app. So that sounds like a plan to me. On to college football. As we know, Michigan got hit by the NCAA. They suspended Jim Harbaugh for the last games of the season. Although Jim Harbaugh can coach during the week, he just can't coach on the sidelines on Saturday. So this feels stupid, Chels. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. You clearly don't think that this is a bad penalty, or you clearly are just making sure that Michigan is not penalized to the point where it affects the college football playoffs. This is dumb to me, and that's where I'm at with it.
So I agree. I'm like, what is this, a halfway punishment? Do you want to punish the sign stealing? Are you going to punish everybody for sign stealing? Do you like, I don't get it. And like I said, like you said, if you can coach during the week, that's the important part. On the sidelines, all you got to do is text them people. Somebody can be live streaming it, and you can be texting. There's so many other ways to get that in. And things like that tend to boost the now Michigan is invigorated. Now they just want to kill everybody and beat everybody out there. So, like, what are we doing here? Is it a punishment? The man ain't been on the sideline but for about 4-5 games anyway. He put himself on sanction for the first 3 games. Like, what are we doing here? And what is Michigan doing? Like, what is happening? So, like, it was so dramatic Saturday too, because it was like, oh, they're waiting for the judge to do an injunction and blah blah blah, and he's in the hotel down the street. I was like, y'all, this is insane. This is insane. You people are unserious. So I just think, if you're gonna punish him. If you're not, let's just move on and leave us alone. More importantly.
Yep. I agree. Like, this is dumb. I really feel like this whole sign stealing thing is dumb anyway, because you can literally steal signs when you watch film to prepare. Now, I understand that if they brought somebody into the stadium, which is against, the rules for the NCAA, and if you got caught bringing in one of your people, then okay, I get it. I do. But I guess I don't understand the logic behind it, because if you're allowed to watch film on other teams, you're allowed to see what they got going on the sidelines. I don't know. It's just, whatever. And so this is just crazy to me that Jim Harbaugh can help prepare and do everything else during the week for prep, but this doesn't call whatever timeouts and other shit on Saturdays. Like, okay.
Ridiculous.
So whatever, they ain't messing up their money. That's what I do know. What I know is that the college football playoff said Michigan is in the top 4, and at the end of the day, we ain't about to put no real hard sanctions on them as of right now, because they are part of what it is that we're trying to do, which is to get more people to watch college football, and they're not about to do that. And probably, if anything, Chels, people are probably going to watch Michigan games more because they want to see how they're going to be without Jim Harbaugh. So that to me, this just all is it feeds into what it is that they want, which is more eyes on the college football playoff. That's how I see that. So, because if you really wanted to be down with some shit, you would make him suspended throughout the whole fucking thing. But that's all I'm saying. Just saying. So there's that. All right, a couple people got fired already. Jimbo Fisher out at Texas A&M. I think we all saw that coming. I think he has a $90 million buyout.
I think the actual number is like 77 or 76. Either way, a lot. Okay. I can't count that high.
Jimbo was riding on Jameis Winston. Let's be real here. And he, if you ask Florida State people, they'll tell you like he ain't really was doing shit prior to that championship season. He got the right guy, but that's about it. Like Jimbo is just, a lot of people consider Jimbo to be a fraud.
Yep.
I don't know.
And he proved himself to be the mediocre person that he probably already was. He just got lucky a lot of times. And here we are. So now, I'm sure I am positive that his name is going to pop up somewhere else. I mean, that's just how it goes. But congratulations to the good folks of Texas A&M. I know that you all have been suffering for a long time. So congratulations to you. Shout out to my guy, Lorenzo, my Pac-12 partner. On Twitter. And I know he's very excited. He's a Texas A&M alum. And y'all should be having a party, a parade, some kind of happy hour or something. And good luck, something, goodbye.
Something going on. I feel you on that. And as we know, Mississippi State's fired their head coach. And apparently Sam Pittman is out at Arkansas. So SEC people getting fired all over the place. That's just the land of the business. Jimbo was supposed to come in and compete with Alabama, LSU. He has not been able to do any of that.
No, absolutely
not. This is where we are. So good luck to those guys. We'll see where Jim, because Jimbo gonna get another job. Just curious to know where that will be next.
Mississippi State.
And that's something that, oh shit, you're basically saying that they're going to move them around. Okay.
You know how they do.
Do you think Dabo leaves?
So I heard that. I don't know if Texas A&M is a better job than Clemson. I don't think it is. I think that, when you talk about, the SEC is very highly coveted, of course, but I don't think that I don't think that Texas A&M is a better gig than Clemson. And also, I don't think that you can go down to Texas A&M with your Bible talking about how God and letting God order your steps down there, and everything is related to God and God. I don't think that they're trying to hear that down there. I think they want those scriptures to translate into wins. So I don't know if he will be a good fit down there. I'm not sure.
Sounds like Mississippi State is where he should be going then.
This is what I'm talking about.
That type of stuff.
All right.
Deion Sanders, Coach Prime being mentioned. Does he leave Colorado after a year? For any of those jobs? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be A&M. This is the SEC that we're talking about. And the Pac-12 is about to assimilate. They're about to dismantle anyway. So
I heard, I knew that I actually was surprised that Dabo's name came up before Prime, but I knew Prime's name was going to come up. And of course, people have already asked him. And of course, he's like, he doesn't say no. He says, I live here. My mama live here. My sister live here. My male come here. My daughter lives here. This is where I am. But we heard a lot. We've heard that before. We know he's interviewed for for other jobs before. I think it was the Texas A&M job he interviewed for before he went to Jackson State. So I know that he speaks with a split tongue. So he will say one thing, and then when something else comes up, he'd be like, God had woke me up and told me, Prime, you should go down to Texas A&M. And I only do what the Lord tell me to do. So I would not be surprised. And that would be so sad for those Colorado people that took out them payday loans so they could pay him his salary. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. All right. Well, so we'll see how this goes, because I got a feeling that one of those guys is getting called. They're getting a phone call. So we're going to see who exactly that is. Speaking of the SEC, your Alabama Crimson Tide will be playing in the SEC Championship against Georgia. I love this matchup. I think that Alabama has trended in the right direction for weeks now. Milroe has played much better. And Georgia, while they've been consistent, it doesn't feel like that they're the Georgia of last year. And they do get Bowers back, which helps. But ultimately, that defense of Alabama is so good. I am excited about this matchup. I know you will be stressed out. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just here for a good time. So, it absolutely, this is the matchup we should have. I mean, it would have been nice to see, on your half, Jaden Daniels, because I do think that he is a Heisman candidate, but that defense of LSU is not good. Alabama is more even keel. So this should be fun to watch. Those two teams that we've seen multiple times play against each other now that Kirby Smart has been at Georgia in the SEC championship. So what you thinking, friend, early on?
I was real hard on Jalen Milroe for a while. And I think
you weren't alone. Yeah. A lot of us were.
Yeah, because I was wondering if the boy could think clear. Sometimes some things he was doing, I was like, I don't know if that boy can think clear. But he has definitely, and I don't mind being proven wrong. I don't mind being proven wrong. So he has done a much better job. I think the offense has done a better job of getting warmed up in the first quarter, in the first couple of series, versus waiting and sputtering. And you definitely ain't going to be sputtering against Georgia. And so I am confident about the game. I'm definitely confident about the game. I'm interested to see how much that would change as far as the football, college football rankings. But I'm definitely very confident about that game. George Foster is going to have to block me if we win that game. He is going to have, and I have done a lot of things to him.
Y'all end up in the college football playoff, in my opinion, if you win that game.
If we win that game, we most certainly should. Now, if you want to talk about Oregon time and the tiki torch is coming out, the tiki torches is coming out. If Alabama beats Georgia and does not end up in that top 4, I'm gonna be one of them Paul Feinbaum people calling it, because you know that show is foolish. I am gonna be calling into Paul Feinbaum. It's gonna be a mess. The new Phyllis? I'm gonna be the new Phyllis. They're gonna be like, girl, here comes the crazy lady to call. Don't do me like that. Right. Don't do me like that.
So we get to the current playoff look right now. Georgia has regained their number 1 seed, which they should have been there from the jump. Right. Ohio State has way too slow of a start to me. I don't know why y'all thought Ohio State should have been number 1. But Georgia number 1, Ohio State number 2, Michigan 3, Florida State 4, and of course Washington and Oregon are out waiting in the wind. So you got a couple of things that's going to, I think, affect what's going on here. Georgia got to play Alabama. That's going to have an effect. Well, Ohio State plays Michigan in the weekend, although I can still see them try to throw both of them in there, depending on how that game goes. Washington and Oregon, I believe, are going to be playing each other in the Pac-12 championship again. So there's that. But I feel like that this is a mess waiting to happen, because depending on, obviously, the conference championships are going to play a big role into how all of this plays out. But if Ohio State and Michigan, if one of them lose and they still end up in the Final Four, and you got Washington, who's undefeated right now, outside, it's CO conspiracy to me.
Oh, she caught me off guard. Y'all, she do that to me all the time.
Conspiracy.
A CO conspiracy. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what's getting ready to happen. You're getting ready to have people disengage from the college football playoffs if y'all keep playing these ball head games out here, okay?
Yeah.
You're getting ready to have people disengage. The formulas are not working. Like the logic is not making sense. All y'all need to tell us, just be honest. Hey, we are going to put the 4 teams that draw the most television revenue in the Final Four. Hey, if you tell me that, then I'm cool. I ain't got nothing to worry about. But I don't understand all of the flip-flopping. I don't understand who gets bowl games, who doesn't get bowl games, who can have an undefeated season and not be in the playoffs, and who can't. Like, I don't get all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't make sense, just like it didn't make sense last week that Georgia was number 2 or Ohio State was number 1. It didn't make sense. They are defending champions and they're undefeated. How the fuck are they number 2? So, like, I don't understand it. If you have a formula or a formula or whatever indicators you use to make it make sense, make that be consistent. But y'all just be pulling shit out of the air instead of just being honest. You want to go with the people that bring the most money. That's why y'all kept throwing Notre Dame up in our face, because you know that fan base brings a lot of money. You know Michigan's fan base and Michigan fans, they bring a lot of money. That program brings a lot of money. You know you better have an SEC team in there, because that's going to bring a lot of money. And you know specifically Georgia, LSU, Alabama are the other SEC teams that people want to see. So just say we put the people that people want to see on there. But don't make us think that it is because, it's the strength of schedule and they only beat this person by 5 points. And, they didn't play in this one. And, this person is this and blah, blah, blah. Because it's silly. It gets to be silly. And y'all gonna make people start disengaging from this whole conversation and find something else to do on the
Yep, I completely agree with you there. There's that. All right, Charles, who we putting in the volcano this week?
Girl, I've been thinking about this all week long because when I hear things that are disgusting to me, I just start to I get on the hamster wheel and my anxiety get all up and stuff. I am putting Patrick LaVon Mahomes Jr. into the volcano because this man got and told everybody, this is a conversation that should stay in the family group chat, but he told everybody that he wears the same drawers for every game. And at first I thought, well, maybe he just mean this season. No, he says ever. The same pair of underwear and has never washed them. Now, maybe he misspoke. Maybe he meant this year. Even if he misspoke and meant this year, that's some nasty ass shit. And now I'm wondering, are you really escaping the pocket untouched, or are people not wanting to come that close to you? Because you is funky. If you've been playing football, you paid 3.5 hours of football in a pair of drawers and took them drawers off, and then you put them on again, and you have multiple days wearing the same drawers. You done traveled in these drawers. You stink. Your ass is funky as hell. That I want you to get you a little rabbit foot or something. Get something else that is not something that is close on what you wearing on your ass. Like something that is not in close contact with your ass. That is disgusting. Now I'm like, okay. Now every time I'm watching him, I'm like, I wonder how his center feels. I wonder how that person gets close to him. I wonder how they feel, how the offensive coordinator feel on the sideline. Because it ain't no whiff. Your ass is he is Pigpen right now from the Peanuts. He is Pigpen.
He is definitely Pigpen. Pigpen.
When that air, when he on the center and that air blow forward, I know that center blow. God damn. Boy, you got to go in the volcano and listen. Either you go or the draws go. Somebody or something is going
gotta go.
Into the volcano.
Gotta go. I completely
Something
agree
gotta
with
go.
You
it is disgusting. Them underwear can walk by themselves at this time. You have something has got to give. You need a new ritual, and this is coming from a superstitious, ritualistic person. I have a uniform that I wear when the Cowboys play. It is my uniform. My t-shirt and my cowboy shorts. That is my uniform. I put my uniform on for the game. I take my uniform off when the game is off. Okay? I'm not playing. I'm not running around and playing in my uniform. My uniform is this is just something for me. I'm not running around playing and falling all in the ground and sweating and all kinds of foolishness. You need to find another ritual that is more hygienic, and that you won't be sending your people. You think about your center. Think about the people that are protecting you on that line. They want to keep protecting you, and the funk is strong. The boys on the mothership, Rita. That's how strong the funk is.
Funky.
Funky.